have not been this excited for an anime game in a long time. Over the holidays, we got more gameplay for Rebirth of Souls that I know what to do with. And after watching all of it, I couldn't help but rewatch it again and again. I can't believe how good this game looks. I couldn't stop yelling at it. That's how I lost my voice. Yelling at a video game. At the Christmas table. I've been excited for a lot of anime games in the past, but this level, it hasn't happened to me since I was a child. Before the real world broke me. I am ready for this game to hurt me badly, but before it does, I'm gonna live in this hype, which is why I wanted this game to be my first video of 2025. I decided to actually start learning this game vicariously by studying the gameplay and rewatching every character's moveset video plus the move list on the website. So even if you've watched this gameplay before, my hopes are that you'll walk away from this video today having learned something new. And even though we have a lot of gameplay, I'm only gonna show you my favorite matches. No games where players are still learning the controls or struggling. I'm so sorry, Morita-san. We are skipping straight into the good stuff. Squad 3 Barracks, Hitsugaya versus Gin. This is probably one of the battles that we're gonna have in story mode, but this isn't story. No story gimmicks here. This is straight action versus mode from the Jump Festa build. And we have our first mistake of the match, a blue reverse from Gin, who is played by the CPU, I believe, in this case. Blue reverse is a combo breaker, but the combo was over at that point, so kind of a waste of bar there. Early mistakes made by the CPU itself. Auto combo into signature move, Serpent Strike. I believe that does combo, but Serpent Strike is a skill that you can hold down for a more damaging attack. And in this case, ooh, dodged by a flash step by Hitsugaya into the skill. Spiritual Pressure move 1. You cannot mash there. It's a great setup. You drop the combo, but you check your opponent, making sure they cannot press any buttons there. And great awareness from Hitsugaya here. The Hitsugaya player noticed that the bar on Gin was not below 30% at the start of the combo, but it was going to get there by the end of the combo. And confirmed into a Kikon move, dealing 2 stocks of damage. Gin is going to respond with his own evolution, and now he has increased range with his Zanpakuto. That said, he mashes out of the awakening there, and Hitsugaya is going to sidestep that perfectly. The dash dance there from Gin, but Hitsugaya calling his bluff. I believe he was doing Serpent Strike and canceling that move. That dance looks sexy as hell. I think there's going to be some great mind games to be played there if you're a Gin player and you can actually do that mid-match. But if they call your bluff, you're just not doing anything. You're going to get mashed on and a perfect flash step. This is basically the same input as the flash step we saw earlier from Hitsugaya, but with perfect timing. And that evolution bar is full. It's time for the Bankai. Now, you may have noticed that Hitsugaya has a unique gauge above his meter. That's the Tenso Jirin gauge. As he lands attacks or special moves, he's going to increase that gauge over time. And once it reaches 3 stocks, it starts depleting, but all of his techniques are buffed. We don't know exactly how they are buffed, but at the very least, they get a damage buff. There it is. The 3 stocks, and Gin reaches 30%, which means it's time for him to Kikon move. Once again, great awareness from the Hitsugaya player. 3 stocks were destroyed this time because Bankai is active. Hitsugaya could actually win it all in the next one, and a flash step to close in the distance. Zoning in this game might get cooked by flash steps, and that's a lot of damage on that Heist Dragon. Guys, we're gonna go into a replay at the end of this game, but you will notice how much damage that dragon just dealt. That's probably because Hitsugaya was at level 3 Tenso Jirin gauge, and that dragon was just absolutely devastating. Gin is close to getting his first kill. The HP bar is low enough that he could actually confirm this into the Kikon move, but he doesn't do it. He might just deplete the health bar all the way. If you do deplete the whole health bar, you get an extra stock that you take away from your opponent. If not, it's just going to be the ones glowing orange right now. This could be a perfect from Hitsugaya. Big move there, checking him. That's hard to dodge. He could get it here, but he does not land the perfect. Did not realize. Oh, that clash looked sick. Both players sidestepping and mashing the button. Gin is going to get the hit here. That might be Soul Break. Yes, sir. Soul Break occurs when the whole HP bar is depleted. and you get an extra stock here, so this should be 5 for Gin. It's a big game on comeback mechanics. He's got Spirit Drive active, he's got his Bankai, he's got everything. So he actually only needs 2 touches to finish Hitsugaya off, but his health is so low that Hitsugaya might finish it right here, and he does! That's 4 stocks guaranteed right there. As promised, we have to quickly have a look at that replay. Look at how much damage this combo deals. Couple of basic attacks, confirm into dragon, nothing too fancy, and that is almost half of a health bar. And again, I think it's because the Tenso Jiren gauge was at level 3. Hitsugaya is one of my favorite characters. As I started watching Bleach, he definitely fell on my list as Bleach progressed, but he's still a character I'm very much curious to play when Rebirth of Souls comes out. Well, let's move on to the next game. This one is Byakuya versus Rangiku, and this is a new stage that they didn't show before. You can actually blow up the cars in the back, and if you pay attention, that's Kurosaki Ishin confirmed in the game. He doesn't fight, he only sells you drugs though. Now you may have missed it, but we are actually not in Rebirth of Souls anymore. This is Blade Battler 2nd for the PlayStation 2, which was my favorite Bleach game growing up. And so I wanted my friends to try it out before Rebirth takes over our lives in a big tournament going down on January 25. Byakuya actually has a very similar design in this game compared to Rebirth of Souls. You can throw Byakurai by just tapping the triangle button, for instance. That's the same as Rebirth. I guess it's Sokatsu here, but you know, same idea. Press button to fireball. But if you hold it down in this game, it becomes that Prison of Light spell. He can also spin Senbonzakura around him as one of his supers, just like he can in Rebirth. But one of my favorite things about this game is how unique each Bankai is in gameplay. Tozen actually makes the screen go dark and vanishes from sight. Again, much like Rebirth of Souls. But since this game supports up to 4-player free-for-all, that means every Bankai has to be able to interact with each other. So what happens if Urahara summons a bunch of explosive clones, Rukia makes the ground slippery with her ice, Uryu makes arrows rain down from the sky, and Tozen tops it all off by making everyone blind. Chaos. Chaos is what happens. And on January 25, we're going to see all of these content creators live in that chaos. Mark your calendars, but back to Rebirth of Souls. Ulquiorra is a character a lot of people have been calling a glass cannon. I don't fully agree with this definition. Glass cannon is a character that deals a lot of damage but has very low defense. In this case, I don't think he has low defense. He's just a suicidal. Every single one of his Zero abilities, which are those big beams that you see Hollows do, you're gonna see him do it and his health going down. Boom! Zero into flash step, extending the combo. Beautifully done. Now, this game does have auto combos, and we've seen a couple. I'll try to point it out whenever they do another one. But the final game will have a control scheme that you will be able to turn that off. 2 Zeros in a row, both of them depleting health, and goes into a flash step into a reset on Ichigo. He gets his back. Now, getting someone's back in this game, it can be good because if they're mashing, they mash the wrong way. But it's not like Sparking Zero. They can still block from their back if they're holding the block button. In fact, there's a whole animation that shows them blocking from behind. It looks actually sick. We've almost seen Ulquiorra's full moveset here. Gets the stocks taken away, replies with Bankai. Bam, let's try to even the odds. Now, Ichigo's Bankai, he actually costs him range, which is usually a really bad thing in fighting games. We'll see if the rest of the moveset can make up for it. But I've seen a lot of players just whiffing buttons in neutral because Ichigo's range becomes a lot shorter than when he starts the battle. Of course, all of that is lore accurate, but you don't want your Bankai to feel less powerful than your starting form. And here we go for the evolution. The bat comes out, and Ulquiorra actually has a reawakening, and the developers actually said that for this build, The reawakening gauge fills up a lot faster than it will in the final game. They kind of just wanted you to see it. But yeah, don't be surprised if in the final game it won't be that high. By the way, all the damage, or almost all the damage that Ulquiorra has taken has been self-inflicted. And right now, that's Zero just adding more to that pile of self-inflicted damage. Big hits there, and Ulquiorra is pretty much one health bar away from finishing Ichigo right here. Big combo into the Zero that caused spiritual pressure. Do keep in mind that the Zero that Ulquiorra uses that does not cost spiritual pressure, the one that he can do it for free, his signature move, it does cost health but not permanent health. He can still heal that health back by doing certain actions in the game. And I believe they do a couple of those actions in this fight right here. What a dodge from Ichigo. Getting Ulquiorra's back, confirming into his Kikon move. That's going to be 4 stocks right there. Completely turning things around. It is 2-4. But Ulquiorra also can finish Ichigo in a single HP depletion, in a single Kikon move, I guess. So even though it looks like Ichigo is winning right now, the advantage is towards Ulquiorra because Ichigo's health is much lower. In fact, 30%, any hits could do it, and he could finish it right here. But I believe, since this is a Bandai video, the player wants to show the reawakening, wants to finish in style. Beautiful flash step. There's a lot of these backclashes. I mean, the player is mashing forward, and you attack them from behind, and the attack clashes. I hope they fix that. It happens a lot in these games, because, you know, big hurt boxes, thanks to the characters playing with swords. But it's time for the reawakening on Ulquiorra. The second stage, Segunda Etapa. Obviously, if you catch someone from behind, you don't want your attacks to clash if they're mashing the wrong way. And that is a breaker attack, the unblockable that gets through anyone's guard. I don't think that is a reactable move. And here it goes. The other spiritual pressure move from Ulquiorra. He is now healing. He's not healing full health. He's healing regenerative health. And he's actually going to show us how to heal right here by doing a couple of actions. One of them is this. The perfect flash step right there healed him. And the Kikon move is also going to heal him. So if you have any health that can heal, that you can heal, that you can regenerate, those two are actions that you can use to get their health back. Ulquiorra was always going to be the winner. He was playing with his food at the end. And there's actually more ways to heal that replenishable health, that blue health. And your opponent might actually be the one to do it. But more on that in a future match. For now, we're gonna have Gin versus Ichigo straight from Famitsu. This is not their first match. This is well after they've learned the controls. And I thought you guys would like some Gin gameplay, and I think this was the best Gin match that we've seen. Now, Gin is a pretty straightforward character to understand. He's got a counter, he's got a spiritual pressure move that is a big slash and has a follow-up if it connects. And his signature move, the one he can do it for free, is Serpent Strike, which we've seen him use against Hitsugaya. Right now, things are not starting great, as Ichigo is mashing his way into Gin's defense, and every time the Gin is pressing the button, the Gin player is just getting countered. Good sidestep, there it is, the Serpent Strike. We have a little cut, that was not me, that was Famitsu. Editing their gameplay, going into the Kikon move. Things are starting rough for Gin, but they'll pick up soon. Once Gin activates his Bankai, the evolution gauge is full. He can do it right now. The range on Gin increases, and that's when he becomes a real threat. Right now, he's getting a lot of his attacks interrupted as he's trying to mash the button. He needs to get his body close, and you see that whiff right there? That's a great example. Beautiful flash step though, perfect. And then no punish as he just whips the button once again. But there it is, the combo. Light attacks into Serpent Strike, and it's time to awaken. And look at that range now. He no longer needs to stand so close to Ichigo, and that's instantly into a keycard move, taking 3 stocks. Well, Ichigo also has the evolution gauge full now. Goes frame 1, Bankai. And we've mentioned this before, but unlike Gin, Ichigo is the opposite. He loses range here. So this matchup might be a little bit tougher. And that is the counter attack right there. You saw how quick that counter activated. And the breaker to get through Ichigo's guard. That does give you a full combo as well. You're constantly playing this rock, paper, scissors type game. Where are they going to throw a breaker? Are they going to throw an attack? Do I block? Do I dodge? What do I do? I do love how quickly you can sidestep in this game. The movement is crazy. You just saw Ichigo blocking from his back there. That's the animation I was talking about earlier. And Gin whiffs the button, activates reverse state, and it actually activates the yellow reverse state, which is a combo extender. If you've ever played Guilty Gear, it's kind of a Roman cancel. And the interesting thing is, you can activate it even if your button whiffs. And in fact, Ichigo got hit by the yellow reversed stage activation. So that means that yellow reverse can actually be a combo starter. Famitsu cutting once again, struggling to get through the guard there. They have found the break button, which is R1. For anyone curious about the controls in this game, this is mashing that square button into circle, which is the Serpent Strike, the signature move. The one you can hold down, but if you hold down, it doesn't combo anymore. Ichigo is going to mash his way into the keycard move. Big combo there. Devastating 4 stocks, but both players are down to their last health bar, which means a couple more hits and Ichigo will be in range. In fact, this combo could do it. Does he confirm? He does. Great awareness from the player as well. And this is going to finish it right here. Stabby Stabby Beam. That is the official name. It's in the move list. Stabby Stabby Beam. You can check it. And Famitsu has another banger game, Ichigo versus Ulquiorra. We swapped the characters' placements this time around. There's actually not a lot of good Ichigo gameplay out there, but I think this is one of the best. Ichigo actually starts with his signature move right away. That's that shoulder bash. I believe he can also hold the button for extended effects. If he connects, he does go into some follow-up attacks. Now, Ulquiorra activates his yellow reverse. Like we've mentioned, it can be used as a combo extender. There is a cut in the gameplay here, but what's interesting about this is that this is the earliest I've seen that evolution gauge being triggered. Look at their health bars. They are not even at 50%, and Ulquiorra is already in Awakening. So 2 good players might actually reach their evolution before any stocks are taken even, which is interesting. And again, look at Ichigo. Now Ulquiorra is missing 2 stocks already, so Famitsu did cut around that gameplay. Ichigo did take 2 stocks in that cut, but his health bar is also not even at 50% and already has his evolution. Ulquiorra getting some hits and whipping some buttons on the Ichigo side. Gonna get hit with a raw red attack straight into Keycon move. 4 stocks taken. This is not looking good for Ichigo, but the lower he goes, the more states he activates. And look at Ulquiorra's health there. He cannot kill himself with Zero. His health was very, very low there. He's got his reawakening here. Again, this will not be as strong in the final game. He will not gain this as quickly, but they wanted you to see it for the demo, which makes a lot of sense. Ichigo, any hit will take around 4, and he activates reverse gauge, which if you do it during Bankai, you get the mask. You can even hear the voice lines of the hollow Ichigo. And his reverse gauge is active, and Ichigo's reverse gauge gives him 1 extra stock, so this is a devastating 5 right there. And he's 1 touch away from actually dying. Activates his own spiritual pressure move, gets interrupted. That's a shame. I would actually very much like to see that. But Ulquiorra is gonna finish things off with that zero right there. I mostly picked that match so I could show you guys Ichigo with a hollow mask, actually getting a kill, actually using his Kikon move. Famitsu unfortunately edited the hell out of their video, so it's hard to get a full gameplay match. But we do have more Ichigo coming up straight from the V-Jump video. V-Jump posted a bunch of gameplay, uncut matches, 4K resolution. They really are the goats here. And this might be the only match that we have against Rukia. I mean, there are more matches against Rukia, but this might be the one that she does the most. I don't think many people played as Rukia. I think Famitsu might have had a little bit of Rukia gameplay, but honestly, they cut so much that it's hard to see. So yeah, this is going to be a 2-for-1. You're going to get to see some Ichigo here. Spiritual pressure move right there. He's gaining a lot of spiritual pressure gauge because he activated the reverse state. Reverse state seems to be white for Ichigo no matter what. I don't think we've seen it in a combo, so I don't know if he has yellow. But we've seen him do combo breaks and still be white and not blue. That might have to do with the uniqueness of his reverse gauge and with how like it takes an extra stock out of their Konpaku, and also it summons Zangetsu basically to be beside him. So the reverse state for Ichigo seems to be very unique in this game. Rukia gets ahead though. 2 stocks plus evolution. Things are going great for Rukia at the start of this match. Ichigo also has Bankai available, is going to pull it right now. As far as we know, Bankai are fully armored, fully invincible, impossible to interrupt. But we can't say for sure until we lab the game for ourselves. Maybe there's a move out there. I don't think I've ever seen anyone do a breaker, for instance, against a Bankai. Maybe that works. Maybe it's not free. Get hit by 2 fireballs right there. I believe that's just a triangle button for Rukia. But that's going to be a simple combo. Into Kikon move. Ichigo takes 3 stocks back. It's kind of even right now. Rukia mashes immediately. I love that. But that doesn't combo. Here we go. Full mash. Into red. Tries to reset afterwards. Doesn't quite get it. Now or never. Finally, Rukia reaching that 30% health. And Ichigo is going to pull the trigger. 3 stocks left on Rukia. Last health bar. She can still bring it back. Here's the reverse state once again. Ichigo with a mask. Whiffing buttons. Look at that range. Oh no. She's going to cook you with those fireballs, man. Hakuren! And beautiful range. Look, do you see the range on that button? That looked like bigger range than Ichigo's moves. Ichigo might need a bit of a range buff. We'll see. Straight into special. There's the special that we missed last time. It's pretty quick. And the reverse stage, it's gone. The mask is gone. He doesn't need it to kill Rukia. There's another spiritual pressure move. Solid blocks. The only way to get through a block is actually by using the breaker. And this player is not finding it. There it is. A breaker from Ichigo instead. I believe also, I forgot to mention this, but I think V-Jump is actually our first PvP footage. Outside of Crew B inside, you know, the voice actors playing. I think these are actually 2 players. I've watched the gameplay enough times to sort of like figure out what bots like to do. And I don't know, this doesn't feel like a bot. Feels like a new player for sure, but not a bot, you know? Keycard move from Ichigo, that's going to finish things off. 7 stocks still on deck. This was very one-sided. But you got to see a little bit of what Rukia can potentially do. No zoning with those fireballs. She's got a very good poke as well. I know Rukia definitely has potential too. We're gonna move on to another character that is a potential main, Byakuya, and he's gonna fight against a character we've seen already, Mr. Hitsugaya Toshi. After watching a lot of this gameplay, it's very clear to me that you don't spend a lot of time in your base form. Your evolution gauge fills up pretty quickly. It's still relevant because it's how you start the match, but it is particularly unfortunate for Byakuya as he has a very unique gimmick. He's a stance character. As you can see, he's now got his Senbon Sakura unleashed, and he's got sort of this mid-range, but Hitsugaya gets in close, gets some damage. It's a bit tougher to play close range when the sword is unleashed. But that's what you can get. Sokatsui right there, I believe, is just hitting the triangle button. Much like Blade Battler 2nd. He seals Senbon Sakura once again. Gets the katana action. What a great drive impact. I'm going to call that drive impact a lot when the game first comes out, because it definitely feels like drive impact. I believe during my breakdown video I said not exactly, but the more I see it, the more it feels like it. There's that Senbon Sakura super. Because the sword is sealed, it blows the opponent away. If the sword was unleashed, it would actually pull them closer. Hitsugaya is going to get those first stocks right there, but the evolution is ready, and Byakuya finally becomes an actual menace. Every Byakuya gameplay I've seen so far, they definitely struggle before the Bankai. The stance might be a little bit too complex to master during that demo time, that limited demo time. But once he goes Bankai, those buttons are ginormous, and the players feel a lot more comfortable. But Hitsugaya is going to reply back with his own Bankai, and we've seen the damage that this character can deal. It's an even match. Full health bar on both sides. 7 to 6 stocks is not a significant difference. Still, the range advantage is definitely on Byakuya, which means that if Hitsugaya can close in the distance, he can actually make him struggle. That is a spiritual pressure move that just missed. We're going to see it in action. We're going to see it land. But he needs that first slash activation to actually connect. Keep blocking that. That is a frame trap right there. Also plus frames. I can't believe he actually mashed there. If Hitsugaya mashed as well, I believe he would have won that exchange right there. Alright, auto combo. That's what happens when you mash the square button. There it is. There's the special that we were just talking about. It actually works from a distance as well. And look how big that red move is. It's a spiritual pressure move from Hitsugaya. Summons the icicle right on top of your head. But the damage on Byakuya is going to reach that 30% health threshold, which is just what you need for this Keycon move. Three stocks left, and he activates blue reverse, which is such a waste. I mean, reverse state gives you different things depending on the color. And this one is great as a combo breaker, but the combo was over. What it does for you is basically refill your guard gauge, and I don't think the guard gauge on Hitsugaya was empty at all. It's much better to activate the white one here, for instance, as it is going to fill up your spiritual pressure meter, so you can throw more supers like this. Unfortunate misplay from the Hitsugaya player there. Can still bring it back, though. He cannot take much more health, though. Oh, the breaker. Sidestep into breaker. Hitsugaya caught blocking, and that's a ton of damage from Byakuya. Hitsugaya could bring it back somehow here, but he's already at 50% health. It's going to be a tough comeback to make. Hitsugaya throws the slow projectile. I believe that's his triangle button, by the way. Look at the range on that, bro. And whoa! That super does teleport, even though it is a sword strike melee range. It does teleport. The breaker button from Hitsugaya, but doesn't follow up, and you cannot sidestep that. Byakuya is gonna spin to win with that drive impact, confirm it into Kikon move, and close out the match. Only 3 stocks left. He was 1 health bar away from dying, but he still had a full bar of health, which meant Hitsugaya did not stand a chance here. And we got the last match of the day for you guys. Yoruichi versus Ulquiorra, because I know we were missing some Yoruichi gameplay. Here we go, folks. She's fast, and it shows in her moveset. This, I believe, is basically the auto combo in this game. You mash square, and that whole thing happens if you have enough bar to do the flash step, because flash step was used in the middle of that combo. I don't know if you guys noticed. But the combo structure seems to be pretty much squares into either spiritual pressure move or square into flash step, as she just did again. But that does spend reverse meter gauge. That is at least the combo theory. There you go, auto combo into super. Her signature move is Anken. She can hold down the button to perform a counter. But in this case, she's just tapping it. So she throws a knife with her feet. Ulquiorra, we already know, already explained this character, but kind of a big suicide character. Every Zero costs him health, but the damage is out of this world. And he heals. He just activated his healing reverse gauge. Yoruichi's gonna activate that. She's gonna regenerate a ton of meter. And it's actually important to see, to keep an eye on Ulquiorra's health here. He's healing, but big hit from Yoruichi to prevent that. Now, I believe the healing effect is gone. It said Yoruichi Awakening is here. The soundtrack changes to whoever awakened last. So now you get the Euro dance beats from Yoruichi's background music. They hit. We reached 30%. Do you confirm? Yes, sir. It's been a while, but this is actually first blood. 3 stocks. Ooh, punish that Zero. That is so much health loss from Ulquiorra right there. He lost so much of it with those Zero. Almost that entire health bar was self-sacrifice. That's a free Kikon move for Yoruichi. Yeah, he can really have some misplays as Ulquiorra. You cannot just press those buttons, man. You just cannot. But here comes the second stage. Big buttons from Ulquiorra now. There's the Zero. Another Zero. Try not to kill yourself too quickly this time around. Any hit will actually get through Yoruichi here. Now, the guard break doesn't seem that relevant with this character. Maybe other characters are better at guard breaking, but Yoruichi can comfortably block this, and if Ulquiorra does not find the breaker button, she can just keep safely doing that. I love that dance though, baiting a button, but dropping the combo afterwards. Once again, those big buttons finding their target. Into combo extension with a yellow reverse. I love that so much. Extends it to the Kikon move. That is a massive 6 stocks in one hit. Now, he has reverse gauge active, but he does not have a lot of health left. He needs to burn down that Yoruichi health if he wants to make this comeback. This is actually the closest game we've had so far. He needs to find that breaker button. They're staring each other down. No, stop mashing. You gotta find the breaker button. That's unsafe. She's gonna get a big combo here. Does not extend as much as she could. Flash steps. Oh, gets hit. That was not a combo. That dropped. And that means that she's gonna confirm into the keycard move and finish things off. But because I missed it during gameplay, here's a quick replay on Ulquiorra healing a bunch during the match. I did think that it was Yoruichi healing him with the red attack because she happened to do a red attack at the same time. But upon rewatching it, I do believe that this is because the reverse state ran out. So you heal blue health while the reverse state is active, but once it runs out, that's when you actually get that health as permanent. Man, the more I look at this gameplay, the more I learn, and that's awesome. Happy New Year, everyone. This is the year of Bleach. I just made a community post about this, but I can also tell you guys that for 2025, I want to be more proud of the content that I put out there. So I want to do a little less slop, a little less trailer reactions, a little less gameplay, and a little bit more videos that are actually unique in this space, and some more events as well. So I'm going to stop reacting every week to new character trailers, but I'll still make a video on all of them after 2 or 3 reveals come out. But that's going to do it for today. Enjoy 2025, folks, and if you've missed the Shinji trailer and breakdown, you can watch it right here. Thanks for watching. Boy.